Hey everybody, and welcome back to Silent Hill 2. Last time, we explored the woodside as well as the Blue Creek apartment buildings, searching for answers on what's going on. But we only ended up finding more questions. This time, we find ourselves outside of Rosewater Park, which is where James believes Mary to be residing. Or waiting for him, rather, not really residing. I think residing usually means living somewhere, and I don't think Mary wants to live in a park. That would not be very good. That would not be a very good place to live, IMO. Caution, slippery when wet or frosty. Good news is it's neither of those things, except, actually, it might be a little wet because of the fog, you know, the fog would make things a little moist, so yeah. Careful, James. You don't want to slip and fall, especially on these stairs. That would frickin' hurt. Alright. Don't think you can go to the... No, you can. Never mind. You couldn't go to areas that look like this in the frickin' apartments, so I thought you couldn't do the same thing here, but no... I wish you could search the trash cans. Not for any particular reason, just because it would be fun. Alright, well, there's an item on the ground. Mary? No, it's just handgun bullets. Pick up those. I like all the squares in the bush texture. You know, at a glance, it looks like a perfectly normal bush, but then you give it a close look and it's like, oh, that's very pixelated. Alright, that's a slippery when wet or frosty sign. That's darker. It's the Dark World version. Health drink on a bench. I do love how we're just finding random drinks people left behind on the floor and drinking them. Yeah, you know, normal experience. Normal tourism experience. What is this statue supposed to be, I wonder? Alright, let me get... Camera, can you help me out here? Okay, that's someone riding a horse. Man, screw Headless Horseman. Now we have a Headless Horse with Headless Horseman. I don't know. Patrick Chester, son of Edward, he fought and died for the people, for liberty, and for all of our tomorrows. His memory lives on. His limbs do not, though, and neither do the limbs of his horse. Sorry, Patrick Chester. Seem to have been the target of some vandalism. There's 3 lights on this post here. I don't know if there's supposed to be absolute silence playing right now. I thought there was, like, an ambient track that was supposed to loop at this point, but... maybe we're just not allowed to hear it. Maybe it faded to silent before we got here. I can't remember. Either way, I'm sure music will start up very soon, so don't you worry. Never fear. Music playing will soon be here. Alright, I just want to cover all my bases, make sure I see everything. Ooh, look! A gazebo! See, I would have missed out on this gazebo and these handgun bullets. Anything inside the gazebo? James seems to be telling me no, but hey, you could at least, like, sit down and take a break. Who am I kidding? Oh my god, wait, could I have just gone left from, like... Is this the statue area? No, it's not. Not quite. I don't know where this is. This park is confusing, goddamn! This area should have its own map. I mean, it does. Its map is the part of the Silent Hills map. We see. Yeah, we can see all the little areas within, but yeah. This place is freaking complicated. No health drink. Boom. Can't look through these, unfortunately. You'd probably need to insert a quarter anyway, and last I checked, James gave all the coins to that one weird box in the apartments, so I don't think we're gonna be able to pay that. No fishing. Oh, man! That's exactly what I wanted to come to this town to do. Alright, well, pack it up, guys. Let's go home. Was that? That's a life preserver. Okay, cool. Hey! Mary?
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you, I'm Maria.
Sorry. I was confused.
Where are you going?
I'm looking for Mary. Have you seen her?
Didn't you say she died?
Oh yeah, 3 years ago. But I got a letter from her. She says she was waiting in our special place.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is Is this your only special place?
Well, there's the hotel too, I guess. The one on the lake? I wonder if it's still there.
The Lakeview Hotel? Yeah, it's still there. So, the hotel was your special place, huh? I'll bet it was. Don't get so mad. I was just joking. Anyway, it's not that way. It's this way.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
No, but...
With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
Alright, well now we have a companion to help us search for her long-lost twin. Or so I believe it to be. Alright, Mary will just follow... Sorry, not Mary, Maria. Maria will follow behind you, eventually catching up. She's decently fast, despite the fact she's wearing high-heeled boots. I mean, I guess those aren't that hard to walk in. It's just like... I think my sisters had me try on high-heel shoes one time at a store, and oh my god, how do people live like that? In memory of the 67 who died of illness and now sleep beneath the lake. Ah, did they dump the bodies in the lake? Perhaps? No swimming or diving, or you might run into the bodies. We don't want that. We don't want you freaking suing us for traumatic incidents. Alright. Traumatic events. I don't know what the right word will be. Well, there's a whole other west wing to the park we have yet to check out, so let me just do that first. I gotta get some items. I'm sure you understand, Maria. As the lone survivor of this town, you need to gather supplies, you know. Anything here? No. Seems like no. Now, you said everyone else is gone. Where did they go, is my question. Did something take them? How about you give us some freaking explanations? Interesting how James isn't asking for clarification. Victim of persecution by Tans, Jenny Carroll lived with pride and honor. What happened here shall never be forgotten. By the Martians. That's what I'll go with. And obviously it's Jennifer. I just said Jenny because I feel like it. Oh, the camera. Okay. Okay. Interesting little dirt mound behind there. Alright. I'm sure that won't be important for anything at all. No sirree. Why would that be important? Okay. Slippery, one wet or frosty. Yep, you got it. Where are we right now? Okay. We just gotta head right and then left. And then there's parking we can check out. Check out the parking lot. Okay, one second. I gotta freaking... look at all the corners. All the little corners. Alright, there's nothing here. Nothing here that I can see. Alright, now we enter the west side of town. This place is its own big thing. I doubt we're going to be getting into the next area, the next major area, similar to the apartments in this video. That'll probably be saved for next time. Hi! Now these mannequin leg monsters are encountered out in the town, in addition to the other vomity guys. Or I guess vomity gals, they do appear to be. I call everyone guys. That's just how I am. Oh, I like the bloody footprints. Doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's a nice detail. Alright, can't get in there. A little... Oh, hi, okay. Oh, hi, oh. Yeah, they've been being killed in random amount of shots, and I don't think it's because of, like, inaccuracy. I think it's just because the damage you deal to them is random. I remember seeing a video about, like, the secrets of survival horror games, and they revealed that a lot of survival horror games, like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, do, like, randomize the damage. Hi there. Got a broken road. In the Silent Hill 2 remake, there is a lot more banter between James and Maria as you wander around. It's like, one of the big things of modern games is that the characters dynamically speak to one another as they progress through areas. It's pretty cool. I do like stuff like that. It reminds me a lot of Half-Life in that way. But here, they only ever talk in cutscenes. I don't think you get the option to talk to her at all, do you? No, okay. Cannot interact with Maria. You two just wander in silence in this version. That's alright with me. I got a little booth here. Nope, nothing. Speaking of the Silent Hill 2 remake, I should probably clarify why it is I don't really want to play it. Okay. I don't know where the game wants us to go first. I think we'll check out the inn, then we'll go down these roads, because why not? Oh man, there is a lot, yeah. So we're gonna be just checking all this stuff out, all of the stuff that we can in this video. That's the major plan. We probably will be hitting major story events, but, you know, this game's short, so we're pretty much guaranteed to do that in every video. Anyway, the main reason why I don't want to play the Silent Hill 2 remake is might seem kind of silly to a lot of you, but I think it's huge storage space requirements and the lack of optimization. Those are just real big turnoffs for me for some reason. Hi, Red Paper. I shall save right here. Yeah, just the fact that the game's gonna take up 60 gigabytes to have it installed, or at least that's what the system requirements on Steam say. I just think that's stupid for like a short-ish survival horror game. That type of game is not worth 60 gigabytes of space. I also don't really know if it'd be worth $70. But, you know, I'd have to actually judge that by watching a full playthrough or playing it myself. I did really like stuff in the remake from what I saw. For example, the opening cutscene is amazing in the remake. I think I may have mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. The opening cutscene, you know, James in the bathroom leaving to look over the edge and all that, it is amazing in the remake. Same with the music at that point. And I think the presentation of the cutscenes across the board is improved. With that being said, it's like, there's so much crap added to every single little segment of the game that everything just seems to take forever to get through, and that's another turnoff for me. When I saw a playthrough of this version of the game, before I played it myself, I was actually kind of refreshed, and I kind of prefer the shorter length of the original. I think it's only as long as it needed to be. And, you know, a horror game going on for like 12 hours is... I mean, for this kind of game, I don't think I would mind that as much, since the scares come from the story more so than the actual gameplay, but still, you know, horror games typically don't take that long to beat, and so, you know, that is partially a turnoff for me. I prefer the smaller and simpler scale of this original game. That's just me, though. You know, it's the high cost, the high storage requirements, and then there's the fact that the game, from what I've heard, is not very well optimized. I don't think that hotel has any explorable areas. A lot of the doors you can't interact with out in the town, so I'll just do that. We are technically going away from where we should be going. The hotel is across the lake. I need to zoom way out to show this. Can I zoom out to show this? Please? There we go. So you can see, yeah, the Lakeview Hotel is there. The main way to get there is Nathan Avenue. If we were to run all the way down Nathan Avenue, we would eventually hit a roadblock. I'm just gonna say it right now because it takes a long time to bump into that roadblock, and I don't want to waste our time by doing that. So that path is not available. We will have to seek things elsewhere. So I will not be going down that road for now. Just thought I should clarify before continuing. Okay. No, what? Yeah, oh, okay, here we go. Now we're back on track with the map. Okay. We have established we can't go this way. Interesting. Oh, but there's a health drink at the end, so we can at least get that. Yeah, there's someone here digging up the road. Obviously, that's what's happening. But yeah, like... Okay, I just remembered what I was talking about. The lack of optimization. The Silent Hill 2 remake, forgive me if this sounds like an overreaction, but I feel like the Silent Hill 2 remake almost commits a blasphemous sin compared to the original. Okay, no, it's not that bad. It's just, I'm trying to ham it up because I like doing that. I think it's entertaining to me personally. Anyway, you know how I mentioned in the first episode that the fog in the Silent Hill games was born from technical limitations of the PlayStation? That, you know, the PlayStation couldn't really render a whole open-ended city level, so they used draw distance fog, and then they added that as an atmospheric element to the game. And that's pretty cool. It's a really good little story of how something like a technical limitation can really work in a game's favor. Sorry, Maria, just gotta scoot past you there. So yeah, basically in this game, the game is only rendering the stuff you see around you, which makes sense. Oh god, okay, it's how, Oh god, it's how games with draw distance fog work. It doesn't bother showing anything that's in the fog because you can't see it, so why should the game show it? Well, the Silent Hill 2 remake says F that and renders it anyway, even though you can't see it. Some people have disabled the fog of the remake, and the geometry you can see ahead of yourself is huge. There's like all kinds of stuff really far away from where the player is that they can't see it all, yet the game is rendering anyway. I don't get that. Like, the whole reason the fog exists in the Silent Hill games was from a technical limitation, and now we're just kind of ignoring the reason it exists in the remake. And yes, that is seriously enough. That, along with the other reasons, is seriously enough for me to consider not playing the remake. It's just like, from what I've heard, I get the feeling the Silent Hill 2 remake won't run well on my computer because, you know, AAA games are just chasing really beautiful graphics, to the chagrin of everything else. Oh god. And also, like, high graphic fidelity games like that would probably take a lot of power to run, and in my eyes, the less power a game takes to run, the better, so we can, you know, save energy and whatnot. I've definitely decided high-end graphics, like, definitely aren't something I prioritize. I'd rather a game look like this. Like, you know, relatively easy to run across all kinds of devices, yet still looks good and, like, believable. Because that's what I think about Silent Hill 2's graphics. I mean, this is the enhanced edition, so, you know, a lot of their upscale textures and stuff are doing some of that work. And also, to add a comment on that, the enhanced edition on my computer is 8 gigabytes, admittedly, but that's still better than 60. Like, goddamn. Elden Ring is about 60 gigabytes with DLC included, and I think that's a game that's worth that storage space because it's a big open world. Okay, that was kind of a waste of bullets, wasn't it? So Maria can take damage from monsters, and I think she can even die. She might have a regenerating health system similar to the, hello, I'm just gonna beat you down with this, you know what? Oh, speaking of which, there she went, taking some damage. All right, come on. That's what you get. How dare you attack her? Yeah, I'm wondering if she has a regenerating health system similar to the Half-Life games, where when, like, Alex joins you in Half-Life 2, for example, she can take damage, but she heals almost instantly. Okay, I am starting to use a fair number of bullets, and I'm not getting a lot in return. This is where a lot of your bullets are spent, is the open town area, because, you know, they don't put bullets around every single freaking corner like they do in the interior spaces. Don't worry about Maria. I'm running way ahead of her, but she's fine. She'll catch up. Hi there. Do you mind standing up? Mind standing up so I can shoot you? Thank you. Real considerate. I've heard that maybe you have to hold the action button over their corpses to stomp them. I mean, I've been stomping them easily every time so far in this video, but I've heard that that is something you might have to do. Okay, so we went to the end of Cat Street. We ran into a wall, as the map clearly shows. There were buildings on the other side. We don't need to care about them, though. That's a big gate that will be accessible eventually, but that will not be accessible. So we do have to start heading down Nathan Avenue. I have already said you can run all the way to the end. There ain't nothing there but some loot. We'll go back for that later, because you do eventually have to go down that road. You just don't need to right now, so... instead of wasting that time, I'll just go partially down the road. But yeah, let's head back up there. Here's Jackson. Let me search it again, just in case there's an item I missed. Sorry, Maria, I know. I know, being around a completionist in real life would be really annoying. Okay, I haven't been hurt at all. I don't think you can, like, give her healing items or anything like that. I think... It's like I said, I think she just has regenerating health. I have heard she can die. I've never had her die for me. I assume it just causes a game over. Like, same as if you die. Because, you know... Would be weird for her to die and then you just carry on. Like nothing happens, you know? In a game this linear, this story-focused, that would be very strange, so... I have yet to see what the game over screen in this game looks like. I might have to, like, go die in one of these videos to show it off. Alright, come on. Enough of the monsters. We get it, we get it. This town is full of monsters. Blah, blah, blah. So I have shown, like, unofficially, I guess. The PC version, at least, does add buttons that lets you switch your weapons like that, like, instantly. For me, I have them bound to the arrow keys. If you think that's weird, well, what if I told you that by default they're bound to the fucking square bracket buttons? Excuse me. I hate when they escape your grasp. Okay. Okay. Holding did work decently well there. Hi, I'm just gonna whack you. Sure, feel free to stand there and do nothing while I whack you. Why not? Alright, hold. Okay. So holding does work. I think that might be something I was missing, and that's why it didn't always register, because I was tapping it. So I wonder if the game was like seeing multiple action button inputs and interpreting that as holding when I wasn't, and that's the only reason it was working up until that point, if holding is the correct action. You hear that? There's a car engine running. Okay. We've got a gas station here. I was worried it was going to be another chainsaw or something New Game Plus related. It's not, though. This is New Game Normal. Steel pipe lodged in the hood. Taking it out causes whatever the rumbling was to stop. Steel pipe is an upgrade to the wooden plank. I don't think it does a lot more damage, but it is longer range. Let me see its moveset real quick. So you can, the basic attack is to stab forward with it. If you hold down the action button, though, you'll do that overhead swing with it. There might be other ways to swing it. I hear that there are more moves available on controller due to the pressure-sensitive trigger pressing. The game will actually, like, listen to how hard you press the attack button when you go to attack, and give you a different attack based on that. Since keyboard keys are either pressed or they're not, I don't think I have that luxury playing with keyboard. And that's probably why, it's probably why a lot of people wouldn't recommend playing with keyboard. It's just that I'm weird. I'm like that. I can't help it. Whoa. Wait, what is this? 1 second. I'm actually going to F5. Yeah. Just in case this is like a book lost memories. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Hold on. Let me verify something before I continue. Okay, it's as I thought. It's a New Game Plus item. Ignore it. Avert your eyes. We're not supposed to have it. I'm sorry. If you want to know what its text says, you could probably look it up somewhere. I don't want it because we're not supposed to see it. I wanted this to be a standard playthrough, but the game forced me, alright? Maybe I could do something like delete my save data before booting up the game. But this is the enhanced edition. I wonder if they have added like extra measures to always give you New Game Plus as long as you've beaten the game before. Like, I don't know. You would think a fan-made creation of the game would allow more quality of life things like that, like, choosing not to play a New Game Plus when you go to play, but I've complained about this enough. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about something, I was thinking just a bit ago. Food and drink. And I've lost it again now that I've paid more attention to the sign than I have to my own frickin' topics I had to say. Hello, what the hell is this? We don't need to be here yet. This is later. Oh, sorry, Maria. You can bump into her. She will, like, flinch. She won't be mad at you or anything, but, you know. It is not very respectful. That being said, Maria, there's something about her. There's something about her that's fishy. Just my opinion, though. I mean, why isn't she explaining to us what's going on if she knows, if she lives here, if she's like one of the only survivors left? Why isn't she telling us what she knows about what's happening? Why is she just leaving us in suspense all the time? Okay, I think this is the main road of Nathan Avenue. I can't remember. Do you have to go down this road to see something, or what? It's like, I know what the next objective is to do around here, but I can't remember, like, what brings you to it, if anything. Hello? 555-0808. Wow, there's two of the same license plate in the town. We've seen that before. Seen that license plate before. What does this sign say? Historic 26 route. Do not pass! You shall not pass! Alright, well, I think... yeah, here we have the, on the map, the Pete's Bowl-O-Rama. We walk up to it.
I'll wait here. I hate bowling.
I didn't come here to play, you know.
Hurry back, okay?
So you are allowed inside. The idea is you would go to the end of Nathan Avenue, you would see you can't do anything over there, and then you'd come back here and try this building, and it works. Look at that. We can explore a new location. And so yeah, here we are. Looks like a bowling ball on the floor. Someone just left it in the doorway. I bet you can't guess what this place is all about. Oh, wow, look. I couldn't tell this was a bowling alley. I mean, it makes sense a bowling alley would put bowling balls and pins in the front and center, because, you know, that's what the place is all about. Why am I so critical of shit like this?
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh! You're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
I thought you said the cops were after you.
No, I just ran because I was scared. I don't know what the cops are doing.
But if you did something bad, why don't you just say you were sorry? Well, I guess I run away a lot too.
It's no good. They wouldn't listen. Nobody will ever forgive me. Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
We seem to be making decent friends. Interesting. Alright, well, there's where Laura ran off to after we saw her briefly last time, exiting the apartments. She knows about Mary, so I get the feeling James is going to want to track her down a little bit and question her. Interrogate! Is there anything, like, more harsh sounding than interrogate, I could say? Okay, this is actually the door you have to go in. Is there any other door you can go to first? No, okay, this is it. Cool. Nothing in here. Let's just go. Let me go wielding my metal pipe around at people. I'm sure this won't scare them.
Eddie?
Oh, you're...
James. We met in the apartment building?
Yeah, I remember. But...
Are you alone here, Eddie?
No.
Bye-bye.
Wait! Come back! Eddie, let's go after her.
Huh? Laura? But why?
Laura. Is that her name?
That's what she said.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
She said she was fine by herself. She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
Alright, so James wants to go after Laura, as I assumed. But first, items. Items. James does not understand the pull of items. But hey, James, if you didn't wander to the end of this bowling alley, you wouldn't have found these handgun bullets right here. This area is one of those areas that's very expanded in the remake. I think you, in addition to a bowling alley, you go through like a movie theater as well. It's a lot of crazy crap, and you even like climb through a window to get inside. There's a lot of stuff added here at this point, but you know. Here is just a little bowling alley and that's it. Now, I'm gonna let you listen to this music while I search around for more stuff.
Who is that girl, anyhow?
I don't know. All I know is her name. I swear.
I love Silent Hill soundtracks because, like, half of the soundtrack is this freaking scary shit that we've been hearing throughout the apartments especially, and then the other half is the grooviest tunes you'll ever hear. And it works surprisingly well, the mix of those two together.
Did a little girl run out of here?
Yeah, she was too fast for me. Aren't you gonna go after her?
I guess so. Well, yeah, we knew James wanted to go after her anyway, so yeah, here we go. So Maria came from this direction. We've seen everything else in the rest of the town, so there's no reason for us to go that way. How's about we... What does that whole sign say? Ah, it's Pete's Bolorama, an advertisement for the very place we were just outside of. Apparently you can... Oh yeah, I mean, Eddie was eating pizza in there, so that makes perfect sense. I love how Maria is always on the other side of whatever door you enter. Like, you enter the door, and it's as if James, like, lets her in first. Which I suppose would make some sense. Ladies first and all that. He's such a kind gentleman. But is he a gentle kindman?
She went through there.
Is there any other way?
Yeah, there is. Right through there.
Her voice made it sound like she knows ahead of time what the only option is here. Wonder why that is.
It's no good. It's locked.
Alright, well, damn, this place has really tight security. 3 locks? Ah. I think I know why it has really tight security. It actually makes sense. Okay, no, these stairs are where you have to go. Anything else here? Empty can, sink, cardboard box, none of them will be of any use. Well, the empty can you could at least throw as a distraction for the enemies, maybe. Up the stairs, then. And right here around the corner... Okay, flower vase, nothing else of interest. It's not what I was about to talk about, but right here is something you could probably miss pretty easily. Examine these alcohol bottles here. Liquor bottles. I don't need that right now. It's not that I don't drink. In fact, I drink a fair bit. To get away from the pain, the loneliness... But the drinking never changes anything. Anyway, I don't need it now. There's something that I have to do. You get a little backstory of James there. He does drink a lot. Or at least did drink a lot. In a time. Alright, I'm betting these 2 doors are gonna, they're gonna be unopenable. You know, because every other door in Silent Hill is just unopenable. It's a rule of the town. Welcome to Heaven's Night, a paradise. This is a place that you really don't spend a lot of time in this version of the game. In the remake, there's a whole big cutscene here, and, that I guess is supposed to strengthen the bond between James and Maria a bit. Here, though, you just kind of pass through it on your way to your objective. Just normal table, nothing unusual about it, makes sense. I mean, there's items on it. I guess that's somewhat unusual compared to the table right next door. Let's see if there's any text I missed. Just a regular stage. There's nothing strange about it. I love how some of these examine prompts are clearly like, wow, player, you are reading too much into the game. But yeah, there is nothing to do here, really. It's just a single room of this. And then, here's the door, here's the exit. Just a reminder of what people get up to at night in this place, I guess. And maybe a reminder of what James has done. I don't know. Hard to say. I like the little open sign up there. Is that the American flag above it too? I can't see it. Oh, maybe? No, I think that's another open sign in a window. Those blinds I thought were the stripes. Alright, that makes sense. Down the stairs. Maria is waiting at the bottom. It's honestly creepy the way she just waits for you like this. And check this out. This is kind of a cool shot that you do miss out on in the remake by having the over-the-shoulder camera. The fixed camera angle, I think... It's fine that the remake gets rid of it, because it is probably my biggest complaint with the game. You know, it's a very awkward camera to get used to, but... so I don't really mind that the remake decides to go for something more conventional, but there are also a lot of strengths to having this camera. It can make the game feel very cinematic at times, and some of that is lost in the remake. because of that. Alright, let me check the map, see where we are. So we're now on this street. It's funny how the only reason we had to pass through that freaking strip club was to get around an alleyway that James couldn't fit in because he's too big and beefy. Alright, down Carroll Street is, I guess, where we have to go. No shit, this is why we're here. Alright, to the right. No trespassing. Vendors and visitors must register at main office. Alright, looks like the Silent Hill romping will not be lasting all video. Never mind.
Over there!
Laura has headed into a hospital. You can just barely squint through the fog. You can read that it is called the Brookhaven Hospital. Why am I trying to say hospital? That's not what it's called. Hold on. Items first. Items first, Maria. Sorry. Items first. No trespassing. Is this a dead end? Ban? Okay. Nothing. Private trespassing. I have to go after Laura. I can't just leave her all alone. Also, maybe she'll be able to tell me something about Mary. Indeed. So let's get back to it. Don't let me stop you, James. Is that marked with a red squiggle? Okay, no, it's not. So yeah, no other reason to be out here. And honestly, that's fair. You can easily just come back here later. You'll be seeing. Now, I guess, into Brookhaven Hospital. Now inside, check it out. We got a map. This is our next big area after the apartments, and we will be doing a little bit of it in this video, but of course I do not want to go on for too much longer past an hour, so yeah. We'll see how this goes on. We'll see how this pans out, actually. I may be able to get more done than I think. I'll have to see how this pans out for the entire series, honestly. What the hell? What is this? Is that just a stall in the middle of the halls? Lock is broke. That looks like an elevator to me, but sure. I don't think that is an elevator. It just looks like one. Alright, so we're getting off to a great start with all the freaking locked doors and the elevator that doesn't work. Awesome. Good to see that Silent Hill is just as shipshape as I imagined it would be. Oh, man. If even the hospital is unavailable to you in these times, then this is a problem. Maybe the hospital is in such bad shape because a team of raiders came in, stole all the medical supplies, and then scattered them all over the town, and that's why we're finding first aid kits everywhere. Sorry, Maria, didn't mean to, like, shove you backwards there. That's a stairwell. I'm gonna check out all of the first floor first. Okay, that's the one door that could potentially be opened. All the others say lock is broken, can't open it. If James says I can't open it, then he can't open it. Plain and simple. Okay, that's like... I think I tried every single door in this entire floor other than the first one, which, yes, opens. Hey, I had to cover my bases. All right, here we have a save point. Let's do that. Which save am I on right now? This one. And I'm gonna delete the oldest so as to not clutter up the screen with too many saves. Because I'm not one of those freaking weirdos who just decides to make a new save file every single opportunity just because they can. I have to be honest, I don't get people who do that. Like, every time a game prompts them to save and the game lets them save multiple files, they will make a new save and a new file every single time. I personally don't like doing that. It just makes the save screen look cluttered. Different kinds of memos are hanging up, but there's nothing of particular interest. Alright then, next room. Maria. Maria jump scare. Alright. Something is written on it. The notes, he means. The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven, like him, to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Unreality does not sound like a very professional term, honestly. And this is supposed to be coming from a doctor, too. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher or even a psychiatrist. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a philosopher or even a psychiatrist. Sorry, I don't mean to kill the vibe here. I just couldn't help myself. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us, his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind. But to him, there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Something else is written by hand. I got the key from Joseph. It's probably the key to that box. I think Joseph is the name of a patient they were holding, and that might be the person they were talking about in this paper. The purple bowl key. Interestingly shaped key. Clearly supposed to, like, slide into something like a key card. That's kind of cool. That's everything there is to see here, I'm pretty sure. Maybe something here. Different types of papers and crap. Okay. Could always return and see if the typewriter has anything to say. Maria? Are you... okay. Just the way she's standing there waiting, it's unsettling, honestly. And I think it's supposed to be. Okay. Nothing else to do here. We may as well take the stairs. I don't think the key works on the door. And last I checked, door keys don't look like the purple bowl key we just picked up, so... Okay, can't go to the basement. I wanted to rule that out first, since, you know, it's the scariest place. You usually want to tackle the scariest place first. Okay, we got a new enemy right here. These are nurses. They're probably the hardest of the regular enemies, but even then, that's not saying much. They swing pipes at you, and then, yeah. Otherwise, they fall just as easily as any other monster. I think they can be pretty challenging foes fighting with melee, but if you just don't do that, you'll be fine. We got some jams playing in here. Lock's broken. That's the stairway we just came out of. Can't open the shutters. Got it. Can't open this. Oh, hello. That's an interesting picture in the freaking locker there. Locker won't open. Locker won't open. Locker won't open. Hi, Maria. Yeah, Eaton? I don't think that says that in the locker. It just kind of looks like it from a glance. There's something inside the pocket of the white lab jacket. I got the examination room key. Okay, I think the examination room was on the lower floor. Magazine here that won't do any good right now. What about the weird-looking tool right next to it? No, nothing to say about that? Cool. Nothing to say about this. The locker won't open. The locker won't... This is no time to be looking at a stupid poster. There, I wanted to show that. Oh god, okay. So, I haven't really been over it officially. I guess we're going in here first. 1 second. We'll get to that later. But enemies do revive a couple of times if you go out and re-enter the room. Hi! Shotgun in the locker! I got a shotgun! Yay! Finally, man. Usually you get a shotgun earlier in these types of games, but not this one. Is that a bag of stuff? Can I see that? Bag here, nothing inside. Okay. There's a teddy bear here. Nope.
Ow!
What's wrong?
I just pricked myself.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Got a bent needle. James, you are not pinching that between your fingers. That is floating aside of them right there. Alright, but yeah, anyway. Enemies can come back to life a couple of times when you leave a room and re-enter. But I think after, like, your second or third killing of them, they'll stay dead for good. Okay, got whacked. That's fine. Well, I should try the shotgun. It's just I don't have any shotgun shells, so I'm a little hesitant to do so. Sure you understand, but hey, maybe I can do it right now. As I go to heal, too. Wow, they didn't even do that much damage to me. I thought they did a lot. Guess not. Okay, so I think the examination room key was on the lower floor, so I'll be heading to that soon. Around this corner. Oh, yep, okay, we got a mannequin. The mannequin wasn't moving, so the static wasn't playing. Is it downed? Yes, it is. Okay, that kills it, and that gets rid of the music. Funny thing is, in the hospital in particular, the music always gets more intense when an enemy is near. Like, and whenever you hear music, it means there's an enemy, so... it kind of spoils the existence of the mannequin legs, at least assuming you know that the mannequin legs, or at least you know that they cause static to not play, but they still cause the music to play, and that the music is actually a warning. That was a very complicated phrase there. Well, we can explore these set of rooms right here, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and M6. Examining room 3, wow, we're starting with the third in the series. Scattered papers, just plain white paper. Yep. How about the not so plain blue paper right here? What do those say off to the side? Probably a bunch of gibberish for a reason. I'll go over it a bit. Or maybe it says like lorem ipsum or whatever. Typer right here. I've got no use for this. Wait a minute. What's this? There's a sheet of carbon paper still stuck in the typewriter. I can still read the imprint left on it. I know it. I know. The number of the box. 8248. It can't help him anymore. The button key doesn't scare me, so nobody can stop who I am. I don't know who I am is who I am is who I am is... Okay. The button key doesn't scare me. I don't know who I am is who you are is who you are is who you are. Okay, yep. It's about as understandable as... Sorry, Maria. The game controls made me do it. What's that thing right there? I feel like there's something in there, but that could also just be a Rusty's side thing. Clearly, James doesn't seem to think it's important, so I don't think it's important either. Okay, M2 is open. Why are you standing on the other side of the room, Maria? Alright, okay, we just got shotgun shells from somewhere. I did not pay attention to that. Okay, examination room key. Weirdly, it's covered in blood. So I guess... we did find it in a coat that was covered in blood, so that makes sense. Here's lapis eye key. That looks pretty cool. And here's the bent needle we got, just in case you wanted to see their inventory and item descriptions. I'm coming for you, Mary. I'll learn your location eventually. We're pretty sure it's the hotel now. That's the whole idea of this. You know, just in case you weren't at all listening to the dialogue. Hello. Yeah, the nurses fall in one shot from the shotgun, and, you know, starting from getting the shotgun, you start to get shotgun shells like crazy. Aside from the handgun bullets I just picked up right now, but, you know, aside from that, you start to get shotgun shells a lot. That seems to be nothing else in here. It starts to get a little confusing, looking for items when Maria's around, because James will look towards Maria, and usually, the direction of James' head's facing is your main indicator that there's an item in the room with you. And so, you know, when Maria's around, that becomes a little harder to keep track of. Whoa, what's this? Oh, cover over the elevator's call button. It's locked, you can't get it open. Okay, well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? M4. This post was made by M14 gang. Fortunately, the door lock was as well, and that gang's the strongest gang I know. Hi! Why are you in the opposite corner, Maria? Are you one of the monsters? Are these shotgun shells? Okay. They look very similar to handgun bullets, but I think that's the enhanced edition. And oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that. So... jeez, Maria... Maria jump scare every single time you enter a room. Some of the cutscenes, the FMV, big FMV cutscenes in this game, in the enhanced edition. Oh wait, I've never been to here yet, I don't think. Have I? This looks familiar. I feel like I've killed that nurse before. Yeah, I think I've been in here. Okay, never mind. The way that they made them a lot better looking is they did use an AI upscaler. I don't think that's quite in the same league as AI generating something, so, like, I'm alright with it. Because I'm pretty sure I've heard, you know, using AI to upscale something is generally accepted. I mean, there are some remasters like the GTA freaking remaster that came out looking kind of horrible, but, you know, that might not entirely be the fault of the AI. I don't know. I mean, what I assume they did is they used AI to upscale it and then they cleaned it up and did the rest of it by hand. But yeah, I think the FMV cutscenes as well as some of the renders of images are AI upscaled. Some of them are redone by hand, or so they say, so yeah. I just wanted to let you know about that in case, you know, let you know my thoughts on AI being used in this project. I think I'm fine with it. As long as they're not AI generating the higher quality images, I'm fine with it. What's this file? Lab results from a personality disorder test. Lab results? I don't want to read this. Yeah, that's for nerds. Medical records on the desk. Nothing particularly interesting. Okay, I don't hope Maria isn't blocking access to any items. I'm sure she isn't. I'm sure they placed her spawn locations in the right spots. Memo hanging on the refrigerator. Food only, do not store drugs. They had a problem with people putting weed in there. Look at all those red crosses. Uh-oh. The Red Cross isn't gonna be very happy with Team Silent on this one. Unless those were added by the Enhanced Edition. 3rd floor Patient Wing Hall, 7335. We haven't been to the 3rd floor yet, but that will be good to know for when we go there. Okay. Now it's unlocked, so now we've created essentially a path through those rooms. Very cool. We're at 52 minutes. I'll keep going on for another 10 minutes, and then we'll find a stopping plate. I was almost about to say, like, a stopping plate. I don't know what that would have meant. Alright, let's head up to the 3rd floor. Doop-dee-doop-dee. I like how you are essentially allowed to run as far away from Maria as you want to, because, like, I never like moments like this in games where you have an AI companion following you. I never like escort missions like this. It's one of the key reasons why I didn't want to play Resident Evil 4, and why I'm still not that interested in playing Resident Evil 4, even though I've seen a full playthrough of the remake now. I'm still just... I thought you were one of the enemies, Maria, for a second. I gotta be honest with you. You gotta stop standing there like that. Anyway, is one of the main reasons why I'm not that interested in playing Resident Evil 4 is because, like, you spend a good amount of that game having a freaking escort Ashley with you, and that doesn't look very fun to me. And I saw gameplay of it, and, you know, you have to keep constant attention on Ashley or she keeps getting carried away, and that would stress me out too much. I'd rather just go it alone. That's just me, though. What is that painting? What does that say? Looks like the lock is broken. I wonder if that weird random gibberish message on the paintings and the apartments I pointed out last time are part of that whole AI upscaling thing, though. Like, the AI is trying to show a message, but it was just a bunch of gibberish in the original, and it tried its best to accommodate, or tried its best to understand what it was saying. I think that code is actually the same as my first run. I don't think that one changed between the runs. Maybe some codes change and others don't.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
You should rest.
So comfy.
I'm gonna go look for her. For Laura. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Wow, just as I was starting to complain about AI-controlled companions, following me in games, the game takes Maria away from me. It's like it knows. I think you can continue to talk to her there, but now that I'm out of the room, I don't really feel the need to go back in. She's gonna sleep there in that dirty bed in this dingy old hospital. If that's what she wants to do, then whatever. Honestly, I'll accept anything at this point. This music is insane. Listen to it. And all just to signal those enemies. That was it. Still really cool music, though. Like, I gotta say it again. Hello, this is S14. What do we have here? We got a bunch of locks is what we have here. So, we have a padlock here, 2 coded combination locks, and then a final lock in the middle. So we need 4 different things to open this. And I'm pretty sure we have one of them already. One of them is this right here. I used the purple bowl key. I think that's used on this final one here. So yeah, just went ahead and used that. I don't need to heal or anything. I do need to reload though. Reload both guns actually. Got a scroll on the wall here as well. Okay, that initial text is just never being known, I guess. Louise, I'll take care of you forever. It's my destiny. Forever. Is that an intentional misspelling? Maybe it's because in Japan, for and death have the same pronunciation in their language, so Japanese, I mean, I guess, not in the country, in the language. That's smart. That's a smarter way to think of it. Town West. What, like Frank West from Dead Rising? I've been meaning to play that game, Dead Rising, but I've just never gotten around to it. S10. Are hospital rooms usually denoted like this, like S, M, or whatever the bottom floor said? Let's see if I can see. Now we got S up here, M in the middle. Maybe like middle floor. Skyscraper because we're on top of the building. No, that's a huge stretch. This should be the bottom floor. Yeah, C at the bottom. It's probably just different types of rooms. Call for different letters, abbreviating them. Which one is Maria in? Okay, in S3. Got it. S the third. All right, well that's it for this floor. Whoa. Okay, I just moved. Wait, I haven't tried the shower room or the elevator yet. Hold on. Can I take a shower? Ooh, I can! Oh. I don't think I want to use this shower anymore. Slimer, the ghost, has been in here. There's something stuck in the drainage pipe. The hole is too small. I can't get my hand inside to reach it. Maybe if I had a long, narrow tool of some kind. Kinda like a bent needle. It isn't long enough. Kinda like a bent needle attached to something else we don't have. So you can't combine things with other things. Maybe with the key? No. We'll get more to that system when it's actually needed. Oh, I got the roof key. That's right. That was inside the room Maria was in. Did I just sound like I had a British accent there for a second? Okay. Once again, lock, can't get it open, blah, blah, blah. The room Maria is in. Don't take that as me making fun of British accents. I really like British accents, and I wish I had one. Alright, I guess we'll just fight this enemy off screen. Fine with me. See, it was easily doable. Thanks to James' auto-targeting system. You know, James's built-in system that does... No, I don't need to heal. I need to reload my gun. There's a very big difference. But, you know, both involve going into the inventory and doing something, so it's easy to get confused. Roof. Used the roof key. Since we've entered the hospital, it has fallen to nighttime. We can see that here. There's the chain link fences built all over the place. I love all the little, like, disrepairs made in the fences. I may have pointed this out in episode 1, but I do really like that. It adds a lot of detail to the fences. It's really cool. You know, not all of it is fixed and working. They poured a lot of detail into these environments. Over here we have a diary with scattered pages. It does say diary very faintly on the book's front cover. You probably can't see it because YouTube is probably not showing this video in the greatest bitrate. Something on the floor. Is this a diary? It says diary on the front cover, James. Weren't you listening? May 9th. Rain. Stared out the window all day. Peaceful here, but nothing to do. Still not allowed to go outside. May 10th. Still raining. Talked with the doctor a little. Would they have saved me if I didn't have a family to feed? I know I'm pathetic, weak. Not everyone can be strong. May 11th. Rain again. The meds made me feel sick today. If I'm only better when I'm drugged, then who am I anyway? May 12th. Rain as usual. I don't want to cause any more trouble for anyone, but I'm a bother either way. Can it really be such a sin to run instead of fight? Some people may say so, but they don't have to live in my shoes. It may be selfish, but it's what I want. It's too hard like this. It's just too hard. May 13th. It's clear outside. The doctors told me I've been released, that I've got to go home. The diary ends here. There are no more entries. What was the diary doing up here? They wanted to keep it a secret from the doctors, so they put it up here, and I could understand why they wanted to keep it a secret from the doctors. I can't imagine the doctors would go up to the roof very often. Empty corner. Door. Hi! Well, that was close, and since this is the first time I am low on health, I should mention that a change made in the Enhanced Edition of Silent Hill 2 is that the low health indicator is different. In Unenhanced Silent Hill 2, there's a flashing orange plus in the corner of the screen whenever you're below a certain threshold, but here it is just a red border on the bottom. And oh my god, yep, we are damaged as hell. Let's use 2 first aid kits. What that situation called for. That is how strong Pyramid Head is. And when it can just appear out of nowhere like that, yeah, that is something worth fearing. We can unlock this door from the other side and try our best to cross past the biggest wire imaginable. Holy crap! Get past it, James! Some of these doors are rusty and some of them aren't. Interesting. Okay, this first one isn't. I think this third one is accessible, but first, something is written on the wall. If Joseph looks calm, he can be taken out of his cell. Yes, this is the Joseph who they got the purple bull key from. I don't know why he had it. Oh, he was probably the one who scrawled that message on the wall of the room where the box is. Louise, I shall love you forever. That's what that message said. Here's a padded cell. Can't imagine being in one of these things. Like, oh my god. There's something written on the wall. Looks like a code. Turn, turn, turn the numbers. Better not forget them. So I'll write them down here. The other one. Secret name. I don't know what your secret name is, but I do know that's a code. That looks like 8456? That's hard to say. 8556? It's either 8456 or 8556. We'll try it. We know 3 of the 4 numbers, so if we have to, if necessary, we can just brute force the last one. Okay. Going through this door, ends with us. Oh, we're at the 3rd floor. Okay, that's exactly where the thing is, so that's nice. For some reason, I keep remembering you falling all the way to the 1st floor. I'm not sure why. Alright, let's make sure to stop by the, hiccuping. Safe station on our way. I think that's right in here. It sure is. I do not want to be smacked around by Pyramid Head again. Let's do that. Now in the final room. To say anything different? Louise. I think I heard somewhere that Louise is Joseph's daughter. So this is, I'll take care of you forever. So this is like a scrawl from him to his daughter. That's just what I've heard. I would have never figured that out on my own, so I'm very glad that other people explained it for me. Okay, so since that code was for, in a note that said turn, turn, turn the numbers, it's probably to this one where you have to turn numbers to enter the combination. Okay, I want to turn it this way. You can decide which way to turn it using this cursor. So I'm going to go with 8556 first. Okay, 8556, that was it. Awesome. Okay, now there's just this. But we also have the Lapis Eye key, and if we use that here, that also works. It gets rid of the padlock that connected the chain surrounding it. And we've already opened this lock, so we just have one more code left, and I don't think we know what it is. So I'd like to check the map. Special treatment room, now we've been in there. Anywhere we haven't been yet? Oh wait, no. We should know what this code is. I forgot. Where is it? Imprint on carbon paper. Here it is, 8248. So that note there was presumably also typewritten by Joseph. Like, this is his box. 8248. That's an interesting button pressing sound. There's nothing inside the box. No, I'm wrong. There are a few hairs inside. I got a piece of hair. Hey man, hair is sturdy. You never know when it'll come in handy. Every time I leave into the hallway, I'm always like imagining there's gonna be a monster here. That would be cool. The game should surprise you with them more often, in my opinion. I'm fine with it not doing that though. It surprises you with them enough, I think, for my liking. So, Alright, here is where we have to use the combine feature for the very first time. We do indeed need to connect the bent needle to the piece of hair, like tie it around the end, and then that'll make like this long tool that can extract whatever's in this drain pipe. So to do the combine thing, you need to either, you need to press combine on this, then back out, and then you can press combine on this and use it, or you can just select one, use the other, and it'll combine them automatically. You got an elevator key. Well, before I get too sidetracked, I have looked over at the time, and I've seen that I'm over an hour of recording time now, so there will be a little piece cut out. But before we take this elevator and see what the rest of the hospital has in store, since now we should be able to access the first floor, the series of rooms on the first floor, if I show them. Yeah, we'll be able to take the elevator down to the first floor, assuming this is the elevator that key goes to. There is a second elevator on the right side of the hospital, you can see there. That's also marked with an E. But yeah, we can take this down to the first floor and see what's down there. But before we do, let's save and end the video. 2 hours 51, I'm almost 3 hours into this thing. That's not really that surprising. Alright, well, that shall be where we end for now. This is a very exciting area to explore, and yeah. I hope we find Laura. I didn't have anything else to say besides that. I hope we end up finding Laura in the end. There we go. James looked like he was, like... I guess he is looking very impatient right now. Impatient with me, the player. I actually wasn't aware this game had idle animations. That was a neat thing to figure out. Alright, anyway. Next time on Silent Hill 2... we do everything I just said. We go to the first floor to continue our search for Laura, blah, blah, blah. Thank you all for watching, if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.